Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
What up, what up, what up?
Welcome to another episode of
Like I was saying, podcast with your girl,
B-Baby, and you know it's your girl,
Velvet.
We hope everyone is having a great week.
Yes.
Getting through, pushing through.
All of those lovely words of the throughs.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got to keep pushing. We got to keep
Do you
pushing.
understand? It's crazy. And it's about to be summer. And this is the first summer after COVID. Well, I don't want to say after, but I guess kind of. It's like in the middle.
COVID-ish.
Yes. So people trying to turn up. And I'm still at the low end of things.
Yeah.
I want to turn up a little bit, but with a small group of people. Not, go to the club or none of that. It's not, for me at this time. Maybe in about 3 years.
So T-minus 3 years.
Yeah, it depends on how things go.
I felt that.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that.
I don't have time.
I felt that.
Mm-mm.
How's your week been? How was your weekend? How was your week? Everyone's curious. They want to know.
Oh my God, y'all want to know? Ooh, I feel love. Let's see. I don't even know what today is. I'm really trying to figure out. Like, my brain has been crazy. Let's see. Over the weekend, I did not have my son, so I had adult time. Went to a couple of new restaurants. Well, I went to brunch.
Ooh, share the D.
Ooh, what's the name of it? I don't remember. Tupelo honey.
Tupelo honey.
Yes, I knew it was something honey.
Mm-hmm.
Honey.
Virginia Beach, so it's not in Richmond this time, guys.
And Virginia Beach was my first time, and I enjoyed. They had mac and cheese waffles with, I think it was like a Texas bourbon something chicken.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Drizzled like with ranch on top. And then of course I like mine spicy, so they gave me a little bit more. I asked for extra of the whatever sauce and pour that bit on top. That thing was busted. Only thing I did not care for or was kind of upset about is when I thought about mac and cheese waffles. Again, I've never had it, so I was like, I'm gonna try something new. I maybe had 1 or 2 noodles.
So this wasn't like a thing of mac and cheese formed into a waffle. This was like a stuffed waffle with mac and cheese in it? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yes. So it was a stuffed mac and cheese waffle. But overall, it still was good because I love cheese. So anything with cheese really works for me. But it didn't have a lot of cheese. It didn't have a lot of noodles. But the person I went with, like, she pulled hers and bit that shit. And I was so fucking mad because she got it after I got it. I was like, that was supposed to be mine. So I was kind of mad. I ain't gonna front on it. But, so I had that. That was good. And then where did we go?
So that was Sunday. Did you do
that
anything?
was brunch Sunday.
Did you do anything before Sunday?
I think I did writing. So I am almost done with this one particular story, and I just have one more. And then a bitch book gonna be done. You heard?
Yes.
The goal is for all the writing to be done, not the editing, just the writing piece to be done by my birthday, July 1st. So around the corner, so I literally have a calendar. It has right. So Saturday, I don't think I saw, did I see anybody? I didn't see you, right? Yeah, no. I don't think
you had plans and you canceled with somebody on Saturday.
Yes, I was supposed to go to the movies. But I canceled that. And then I was supposed to have a date, but that got canceled because he had to work late.
Okay, so you're moving up again, Doctor, these dating waters?
Girlfriend! I'm trying. It's hard because I don't want to be super picky, but I also have to be picky. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Because it's like there's things that I know that the person I'm looking for has to have. And of course, there's things that I can compromise on. But it seems like a lot of times they don't even have the have-to-haves. And then I feel like, I'm like, am I asking for too much? Is what I have to think. Like, I feel like sometimes I am because I'm like, I just don't see that there's a lot of gentlemen with those qualities or...
So what's the must-haves? So we can determine if you are or not asking for too much.
A career.
Okay. Like, how do we define career?
Not working at McDonald's drive-thru.
Okay.
So if you have ambition, that's different. But a lot of times I've seen, like when I've given people tries, they work at, I'm not going to say McDonald's drive-thru because that's not been it, but something, you know, maybe
in
equivalent or something.
Yes.
Yes.
Something like that. Mm-hmm.
But their ambition is not there to do anything else. Even if it's to stay at that particular location, McDonald's is the easiest. So let's say McDonald's, they don't have any ambition to go anywhere else. They just want to be a drive-thru cashier.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. We are in our 20s, 30s. No. That should not be something that you're like, I'm okay with. Maybe it's just, again, I have a child, so maybe I thought it's just different.
Mm-hmm.
But also when I'm looking for someone, I have to make sure that, you know, whoever that is, whenever they are to meet my son, that they are providing a great example.
Okay.
Because if they're not, like, if they're just being, I don't want to say bum, but that's the word that comes to mind.
I mean, career is not, it's not unreasonable to ask.
Yeah.
A stable
career
job that provides good income that you can at least support yourself off of.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Yeah. But
okay.
that's.
Okay, so there's that.
Baby, can you get past that? can we get past that? I would have to say your own, like as in a vehicle and a home location. So it doesn't have to be you have to have your own house or your own, you know, build, like you own a building, but like something like an apartment or something. I understand people go through things, especially with COVID just happening. You're going to be going through things. I understand you may be living with family or friends or whatever. So that is understandable. However, if you have always been doing this, that's not something that I'm down for. Because I have dated someone in the past. Again, I used to be very open, and you know, my wants and haves and had to have were, you know, I was lenient. And then I realized I can't really be.
Right.
And because otherwise I'm just cheating myself out of what I believe I deserve or what I should have, etc. And so, like, if you have always lived with them, or parents, family, whoever it may be, why are you not trying to do else? So that again goes back to ambitious. Like, are you're okay with being, what's the word I always say? Stagnant.
Stagnant, yeah.
That's not. I know. I don't want that.
Right. Felt that.
So it's just those two things. Literally, is very hard to get past. Like, I have talked to several people, and that is very hard to get past. And I just find it very interesting. Like, why? I don't understand. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
And I feel like those are the main two. I can't even get to the other ones because I still can't get past them too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just the pull of a gentleman that's trying to talk to me. I don't know. But I've had to like say, you know, you cool or whatever, but I'm looking for more and I can't.
With what you got going on?
Yeah. You know, maybe later on, if you got
you can't make four with us.
Yeah, again, because also I have a child, so that always is in the back of my mind. Is this person gonna meet my child? What are y'all ambitions? What are you thriving to do? What are you wanting to do? Are you okay with where you are? Even at the place that I am at, I don't want to say I'm okay with where I'm at. I still have things that I want to do. I'm always going to be ambitious and striving to do other things.
Right.
Is that person the same way, or are they just okay with, I work at UPS or whatever? Again, that's not a bad job. I'm not saying it. It's just, are you okay with just that, or do you want to do more?
Entry level? Do you want to progress and elevate inside the company?
Exactly. Or are you just okay with being driving a UPS truck, or do you want to be the person owning UPS? Again, you don't have to be the person owning it, but are you striving to do something other than just whipping it around?
Are you trying to be a supervisor? Are you trying to be like, yeah, I get that.
Like,
being stagnant or being satisfied with being stagnant is definitely
not attractive.
No. Right.
And so that's very unattractive to me. And so once I get to that point, I don't care how good our conversation is. If we get to that, it's just, unfortunately, my mind goes elsewhere. It's, okay, well, it doesn't seem like we're on the same page. I can't be the one striving to do X, Y, and Z, especially if we were to go further and if we were to have a child. For the first couple of years, I would want to stay home. But if you stagnant, how the fuck am I supposed to stay home? I can't do all of that.
Yeah.
That's what happened the first time I got married. And there was things that, as a mother, I wasn't able to do because I was fucking out there working all the damn time. And I'm not saying parents can't do that or women can't do both. It's just, for me, I realize where the errors I made. And I would want for, if I was to have other children, not to make those same errors.
Gotcha.
So I need you to be able to hold the fort down.
Yeah. I felt that.
Yeah. And I just can't get past those two. So ain't no point talking about the rest. Can I get one or two?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is that am I asking a lot? Please tell me. Am I asking too much, y'all? Please let me know.
I don't think so.
But you're another female. I want a male's perspective. Because female usually tend to, in that aspect, go around the same thing. I really want a male's perspective.
We need to get a male on here. I want to definitely have a conversation with a heterosexual male.
Ooh, yes. And we can talk about what men want in a woman and what women. Oh, that's good.
When looking for dating, what are their preferences? What are things that they check off? So,
yes,
I'm gonna get back to y'all. I might have something for that.
Yes, if you don't, then I definitely know somebody. Why the noise?
Oh no!
It will definitely be an intriguing conversation, baby.
And you would see it all on my face, baby.
The whole time, face. Your face
up, sis.
But it would be a great conversation because of what that. Yeah, maybe we can get two, and maybe we just have to set up, the scene different.
Not with that person. No, you can't have another male around them.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I think you can. I think it would be interesting to have different perspective. I think we should have a Caucasian and a black male. So different, because, think different. I think that would be good. Oh, bitch, we about to do that. Y'all, look at us. We just coming up with shit in here. We about to do that.
You're part of the think tank right now.
Facts. But still let me know if I'm asking for too much. I just want to know.
Yeah.
But anyways, how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. So, early last week, Monday, Memorial Day, actually, it was the day after we actually recorded on Sunday of that week because of Memorial Day. Memorial Day, my puppy dog, Prince, my husky who I've had for 13 years, he had to pass away last Monday. So throughout the last weekend, I've really just been trying to understand loss and mourning because I've struggled with the word to look for. I've been very fortunate that I haven't had to deal with real loss throughout my life, like no one within my immediate family has gone through that. So losing my dog was very difficult for me. I had to take him and he wasn't feeling well, and I could just tell like his entire demeanor had changed. And when I took him into the vet, they told me he had cancer and was really aggressive, and that that same day I had to make a decision as far as what the outcome of his life was going to be. So, said goodbye to him last Monday. Throughout the last week has really just been about having my support system around me, friends, and Sunday, you and we picked out a plant in honor of him. And I had some, crushes as well.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite place. I forgot about that. I was trying to forget. I can't remember where we went, but yes.
Yeah. So, the last week has really just been about like reflectiveness and just understanding what mourning is for me and what that looks like, because I'm not a type of person that likes to sit in my emotions. I don't know how to express them. And I'm one of those people who, if I don't feel like expressing them or talking about them is going to do me well or is going to add any value to the situation, then I just press forward and just figure out what I have to do next, which is obviously not healthy because you're not expressing yourself, you're not allowing yourself to be in those emotions and heal. So I've really been trying to be better about, especially when people check in with me, like, hey, how you doing? Or if someone calls me, like letting someone know that I'm not in the space to give myself to you right now, whether that be to answer your phone and speak to you, or whether that be to text you back, or if you ask me how I'm doing, I'm not going to just tell you I'm okay. Because if I wasn't, then I don't need to tell you that I am if I'm not. Because that doesn't help you understand where I'm at, and if I need support, I am not properly communicating that to you.
Mm-hmm.
So this last week has really been a reflection of how like I deal with emotions, and I'd like to say I'm pretty at peace with how everything transpired. I just got his ashes and his paw prints on Saturday, so he is in my living room watching over. So it's definitely been a different experience, not something that, of course, he was older, but I still thought, you always think you have more time with somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't think your mind really wraps its head around someone not being there until they're not there.
Ooh, baby. Yeah.
So, and I think that I fooled myself that for a while, like, once he hit 10, I was like, at some point, you're not going to be here with me.
But it's still a shock.
It's definitely still different. You can't really.
Especially because I was just over there and he was running around having fun.
Yeah.
So unfortunately it's just like losing, a family. It's a family member. You've had him for 13 years.
Yeah.
Baby. That's your younger brother.
That's my baby.
So it's definitely hard, and I've been there, not with a puppy, but with family members, and it takes a while.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna think you feel okay, and then one day you're gonna hear something, and it's gonna remind you, and a tear just gonna start falling. You're like, motherfucker. Motherfucker. And that's exactly how that's gonna go. You might be driving in a car and see a dog and you're like, fuck that shit. It's literally all of those things gonna happen. And it's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to smile. It's okay to remember. It's okay for all of it. You just have to go through the emotions. Don't block it off.
Yeah. I think the most interesting piece of it has been my niece. She is 6 years old. And this is going to be her first time learning how to deal with loss. She already reacts very strongly to when people don't feel well. I remember Memorial Day, the day that he passed away, my sister and my nieces and nephew had came over, and she goes, Prince isn't feeling well, is he? Because he literally was just not himself. Like, up until the day that he passed away, Prince was literally like Prince. He was princing, like, all the time. And so she watched, I had to take him to the vet. She watched me, have to grab him out of his crate essentially and like lug him into the car. And so she came over on Saturday when I received his ashes, and it was my first time to really sit and talk with her about it. I know her mom had already talked about it with her, but when we went into the room, I showed her his paw print, and she started getting emotional. I was like, well, how does this make you feel? And she's like, it makes me feel better. And I was like, just so you know, it's okay to be sad still, too. Like, it's okay to, understand and start to be okay with it, but it's okay to slip back into those sad emotions when you feel necessary. And it's okay to be happy and sad at the same time. So, also, I feel like while I'm trying to navigate, I'm learning how to explain it, and it helps me kind of understand my emotions, too. It's definitely been something. It's been something, but the support has been ridiculous. You, friends from childhood, family. It's been really good in understanding. And I think a lot of times we don't give credit to the support system that we have until we need it. And I think that's another thing that has like reaffirmed. Like, I knew who I had in my corner, but like when you guys like showed the fuck out, I was like them my dogs. Them my dogs. Because I told you that night, you're like, I'm coming right now. I said, no, but I got you. And there was so much appreciation in my heart for you wanting to be there the day I told you of what happened. But, like I said, so that.
And I was a little tipsy, but I was on drive.
I got you. I'm on the way. Say what?
Well, I was in Chesapeake, so it was closer. But yeah, I was like, bitch, I'm about to leave. And I was like, all right, y'all, we done with the cookout. I'm going to go ahead and head out. Yeah. And they were like, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to just go ahead and head out.
You alright over there?
Yes, actually, something was in my eye. I'm not going to cry. OMG. She's trying to play me, y'all. Y'all see this?
It's okay. No!
You see this?
We were just talking about expressing emotions.
If
that hits you in a special way, it's okay. Oh.
That's the eyelash.
Yeah. We hear her, right?
It is really the
eyelash. It ain't been no eyelash any other time.
Did you tell the ex?
No. So that also kind of brings about like who's in entitled to know certain things as you go through them, even when they may not be around anymore. I was in a relationship for 6 years. 4 of them, we lived together. He lived with us. We pretty much had the dog Prince was ours, both together. And there were questions posed. Did you tell him afterwards?
I meant to ask you the other day, and then I thought about it, and I was like, well, hopefully she'll get mad that I asked her on camera.
Well, here we are, folks. But I don't know. I think if it's meant for them to know, they'll find out. I don't think that it's my responsibility to tell that person. If it's for them to know, they'll find out.
Okay. I get it. All right. Well, let's move on then to the next thing.
Yeah, so when we recorded last,
yeah,
we recorded on Sunday, but Versus happened Sunday night right after we taped. And that was between
Swiss Beatz and Timbaland.
So we might be a little late talking about it, but we still gonna talk about it.
Because you already know Timbo. You know what I'm saying? So, you want to go first?
Well, first of all, you know how frequently she's been talking about Missy and Timbaland going against each other. So you know the moment I found out Tim and Swizz was doing this rematch, automatically sent it to her. I was like, thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. How do you feel it's not Missy?
You know, I'm okay with it because I wanted Missy and Pharrell. Or I think our last guest said Missy and Busta Rhymes. And I think that would be a really good one too. So I was like, ooh. So I'm okay with it. I thought that, well, you're going to go first.
Okay. So for one, I thought it was a great display of like camaraderie. And like just embracing and like wanting to put on for like the culture, if you will. I did not realize how many bangers came from them.
Yes, each one.
Yes.
Well, I knew Tim's, but I did not really know Swiss's like that.
There were still some of Tim's I didn't know.
There was, and I think I wrote it down. I was like, bitch, I didn't know he did that. Hold the fuck.
You got Beyonce, you had Drake, you had Missy, you had DMX.
You had fucking back in the day P.D. Pablo. Bitch, I did not know that one. I did not know.
North Carolina.
Yes! And I'm from North Carolina, bitch. When he played that, I said, no, he did not do that, so I did not know.
So I didn't realize I don't know the artist name, the Oops song. Oops, there it goes. So I didn't realize Missy wrote that, right? And then Timbaland produced it.
And Missy's on it, too.
I didn't realize that it was a duo on that.
I think I'm not saying a lot, but I think they have a mix.
A lot of collaborations. That was definitely intriguing.
And her name is
Tweet, yes. I did not realize that he produced that. Missy wrote and was on it. Did not realize that.
Yeah, and that's my shit too.
Yes.
But the song that he played that I said, I don't give a fuck what Swiss play, Pony by Genuine. I said, bitch, I don't give a fuck what he played. And you know I love me some DMX. And I don't care if he played whatever DMX out it was. Pony is a banger no matter what age you are, no matter when you've been alive. Like, it is literally, you can play that shit now and fucking 20-year-olds are going to be like, oh shit. And that shit came out 20 years before them.
Because the catalog between them two.
It's crazy. I wish it could have went longer because I was like, I could only imagine like the shit. Because Tim was like, I'm finally warmed up, and I'm like, bitch, it's an hour. What you mean?
But hey, if they kept pumping out like they were pumping out, I would have. And because we caught the tail end of it, we had to watch the replay.
Yes.
Of it. When I tell you, I'm in the kitchen making my smoothie, like jamming. I'm like, okay. Oh yes. Nail did, hair did, everything did. You fancy, huh? You fancy, huh?
Yes. I was sitting on the couch and I was gonna put it on the TV and I said, I'm just putting on my phone, put it up, and I was just sitting there chilling and I was like, oh shit, that's my shit. And then the next song was like, oh shit, that's my shit. And I was like, damn, I keep saying that's my shit.
Exactly. Like I really wish that I wish I was watching it with company.
Yes.
The energy would have been crazy. Because I'm like, literally, I know my sister looked like I was crazy. Because I was just all over the house laughing.
Yeah.
Like just jamming.
And I think they even played more of the song than of the other, other people do. They played more seconds of it. So I was like, fuck, yes. And I was over there, fuck, yeah. At the beginning, I I assume they work with Beyonce, but you never really truly know unless their name is up in that bitch. But yeah, and girl, let me tell y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. I had wrote down a whole. It looked like gibberish on here, but I wrote like Tim and Swiss, and I wrote down who won which one. Tim won, but Swiss it was close. But Tim definitely, yeah, Tim. I was like, fuck, these some hits.
Yes,
because I didn't know he did the song with the Nas one. Shawty, what's your price?
Yeah.
Guess what? You can hold my eyes. And he, of course, did it on my husband, J. Cole's new album. When he played that, I said, I don't give a fuck what Swiss play either. That's it.
You know, Swiss was saying that quite a lot too. When there was like maybe 2 or 3 songs, I can't remember what songs they were. He was like, yeah, when you played that,
Hold on, which one was it? It was 1 in a Million.
Yes.
And I think it was the Kanye one, Make Me Stronger. Oh my God, I'm trying to think of how it go. But it was the Kanye one, 1 in a Million, and there was another one that he was like, it was the P.D. Pablo one. Because Tim was like, how you gonna play that? And basically, I'm the one that started it. And then he played that song. I said, bitch, what? What?
Yeah.
But Swiss had some bangers. I ain't gonna hold him on it.
I bring it, watch it, turn it, stop, format it.
Get low, hey, yes. Get low, feet. Now turn it up. Yes, but of course, you know, he played some DMX.
Yeah.
And I was in my field. That's my shit. Like out here. So I was really I enjoy all of it.
Yes.
I did not know that Swiss did so many songs with Lil Wayne. Because I'm not going to say a lot of his songs, but I'm going to say at least 3 to 5 were like Lil Wayne songs. Like, at least Lil Wayne was in the song.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, so they have like a great relation, but I just didn't know that it was that many.
So, what was your take on, like, how both of their attitudes...
Oh.
Yeah. Both their attitudes... Like, I felt like Tim was very much there for just the performance piece.
He was having a blast until he got a little bit intoxicated. You have to add the M in there. You could tell by his face he was feeling it.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, now I'm in this shit.
And his back was...
He said, sweating.
His back was on waterfall.
Yes. He was sweating hard. But baby, Tim looked good. From back in the day to now, Tim.
I think about that too.
I said, okay, you better show that chest. You better show that flat stomach.
Yeah, you better.
You better show them what you've been up to. Him and Missy, from back in the day to now, that's crazy.
Yes.
That is a whole, oh my God, yes. And so when he was having a ball. Tim was having a ball. Swiss was throwing shade.
But I just didn't really realize that Swiss, because I feel like Swiss carries himself in a very poised manner now. And so when he was breaking from that character and showed
shade,
like Swiss from back in the day, like
from New York,
yes,
New York Swiss,
yes,
not married to Alicia Keys Swiss,
yes, yes. I was like, okay. He was being real rap raw a lot of times, especially when he was, I ain't never been on no pony, but I said, huh?
Yes!
That don't make no sense! I was like, okay, I mean, ain't no shade, ain't no judgment if you did, but I'm just confused.
Yeah, well, you know, but yeah, it was funny. I think it was good.
He would cut him off with songs sometimes, like when Tim was like, to cap off my career, I want to do a song with the baby. Well, he ain't here. That's the song. I said, well, that wasn't nice.
Facts. And then he also, then what did he say?
Oh, Swizz wasn't trying to hurt Timbaland neither. Justin Timberlake, I meant. He was not. I'm not. There sounds like there's something unresolved there.
Well, he said because Justin Timberlake, it's basically, unfortunately, like a lot of Caucasian people, they ride for the culture when it benefits them and don't when it don't.
Well, he first said, so yes, but the second time he mentioned him, yes, that became clear.
He said,
but the first time he was like, I don't want to hear him if he's not going to come on Versus.
Yes.
So I'm like, have y'all had conversations in the background?
It sounds like they had a conversation and he was like, no, but the second comment was probably very accurate. A lot of people like to be for certain things, and then when it don't benefit them, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can't pick and choose what part of the culture
Exactly.
you want to
If you're gonna be part of the culture, bitch, you're a part of the culture. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's probably a bunch of that, and so he does. I guess Swish is like, I don't understand why you don't want to be on this, especially when Tim played 2 of your songs. I'm quite sure he's done more than that.
At least 3, because every time he mentioned that was because it was a Justin Timberlake song.
So at least 2 or more, he played those songs, and I'm quite sure there's more than those just 2 or 3. So you've been working with these people, but this is also his platform. Why are you not coming up here to support him?
That is true.
So that is interesting. Why won't you come up there?
Absolutely.
Because those songs that Tim did was hits. Bitch, I was in there like, oh shit, I remember that shit.
Yes. I'm tired of using techno. Even though that was 50 song, I think.
But
I need you right in front of me.
But it's still like,
yeah,
why you ain't doing it?
Felt that.
So I understand Swiss, and Tim, well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh well. And so I think every time he played that song, I did like one Justin song that he played, and I gave the point to Justin, but I meant to Tim, but but the total song.
Yes.
I said, fuck, he was in some shit.
He's been dipping and dabbing all the way through.
He was in some shit.
Both of them longevity.
Yeah, because what was that, 90s?
Yes.
90s.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I was a kid.
Yes. Absolutely.
So yes, it was crazy. I enjoyed all of that. I think it definitely is top 3 of my favorite verses. Even the shade that was provided, it still was just like banger after banger.
So it sounds like we're going to get something from the baby and Timbaland, which I'm ready for.
I'm very intrigued about it.
I am very
I'm very intrigued.
interested.
I would really like to know who would be a feature on it.
There'd be some type of a female.
Probably. I don't know. I love Missy, so on my head, that's the first person I thought about. I don't know how that would go, but I would be for it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Missy, go ahead and throw some verses on that bitch. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Is there anything else? I had wrote down a couple of things.
Oh,
yes.
He gave him the jacket at the end. That was so wonderful.
It was.
And I love me some Aaliyah and Missy, and so I was like, damn, I would have cried like a little bitch.
That jacket was so nice.
I like, bitch, I need one.
That jacket was so nice.
Bitch, I need one. For real, give me one. Put Missy. Oh, okay, so let's do this. If you could have 3 artists on, let's say, a jacket that someone provides you, who would those 3 artists be and why?
Oh, gosh. Mine are probably about to be all over the place. Colby Calais. She's like a folk / pop singer. She, definitely during like my high school, college years, I was all about her. All of her albums, absolutely loved her. Next person, this is
Hard.
It's definitely difficult, I would say. It's really hard for me to like pinpoint like specific individuals in that way. Just because of how universally I just
like music.
Yeah.
All mine is definitely hip hop and R&B, but yes.
I'm sure she's probably she's the only like folk pop person that there would be. Probably anybody else would be like probably more hip hop versus anything, or R&B actually.
So I'm gonna tell mine while you think on it, because you
stuck.
You stuck hard.
I'm stuck.
Mine would be Aaliyah because I love her. Period. I have always loved her. When I was younger, I think for my birthday, my eldest sister was like, "What do you want?" And I just said, "All of Aaliyah albums," and so she got them for me.
How sweet.
Yeah.
How sweet and thoughtful and expensive.
Well, I wouldn't say it was expensive, but back in the day, you actually had the CD. And so I guess it was a little bit more expensive, but I put it all, on my computer, so I have all the songs now. But so Aaliyah, like I absolutely loved her. When she died, I cried like she was my fucking family. Like it was crazy. It was horrible. Missy Elliott, because I think she's influenced me creatively. And I've always loved Missy as well. I think she just was always outside of the box, where she didn't even have a box. She was just wherever the fuck she wanted to be. And that was something that I enjoyed, as well as seeing a plus size or heavy set woman doing her thing and not giving a fuck. That was always something that I loved. The last one is hard for me. Because it would either be J. Cole, because well, fuck, I love him. Or it would be DMX, because he influenced literally my life. So those would be, I don't know, the last two are hard, but the first two is definitely Aaliyah and Missy. The last two would be between my husband and...
I mean the last one.
Sorry, you know what I mean. Last one, I'm sorry, y'all, would be between my husband, J. Cole, or my sister's husband, DMX. So I don't know. But yeah. You still have no idea?
No, I mean, yeah, no. Probably like maybe Eminem and Drake.
Interesting. Why?
I don't know, that I wouldn't say like Eminem, there was like a whole bunch of discography that like I followed and loved about him. There was something about the album Encore that like I listened to non-stop all the time when I was younger. The only album that was the Mockingbird song that he had about his daughter. It was that album, literally front to back, and it's like the only rap, like legitimate rap album I've ever like listened to. Okay. Like everything else has been like people who like kind of cross over between like R&B and hip hop and rap, kind of dib and dabble. It was like the only like rap like album I've ever listened to.
That's interesting. Really. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, I have never listened to a whole Eminem album ever. Yeah. I'm not saying that he's not great. I just I don't know. I don't want to say I didn't get into his music. I liked his features more than his physical songs. Like when he was on people's shit, fucking that shit up, I was like, okay, that shit was dope. But when I listened to his physical songs, I was like, But there were some songs. Dang, I literally had the beat in my head and then literally went away. Is that his song? It's about Haley. Haley, is her name Haley? Okay, I have to go. But that was the song that I thought
Rihanna?
Was.
Love the Way You Lie? No. It doesn't mention Haley now.
This, I can't even think of what it was called. But, like, there's some songs I can listen to, but I've never listened to his whole album ever. So Eminem, and then you said Drake. Drake definitely is,
Yeah, the Thank Me Now album, which actually had that Swiss Beatz song on it. That whole entire album. Like, I guess Colby Kelly is probably the only artist I followed through with all of her albums. Whereas, like, other artists, there are albums, like, specific albums that I picked from their category and gravitated towards.
That's okay.
There's only maybe one other artist that I know more than one, like...
Who?
Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah, I don't know any of that.
I know her first two albums. I know every single song on those.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't really know, like, full discographies for folks. Yeah.
They're, like, for all the people I mentioned, I do.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I had to think about it. I was like, well, Leah, absolutely. Like, I used to sing every single fucking song. Missy, I definitely had every single of her albums. I've had all of DMX albums and had all of Drake. Not Drake. Lord, you may have saying Drake. All of J. Cole's albums.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Okay.
Alright. Interesting little mix, eh?
Mine ain't really interesting, but yours is. Mine is just,
It's something.
There. Alright. So, what we talk about next?
So, Teyana Taylor, she won Maxim Magazine's Sexiest Woman Alive. She is the first black woman to receive that nomination. And when I tell she deserves, because these photos that they did, I believe were post. I think her newest baby is. I'm not gonna.
Couple months probably.
No, I was gonna say her name, but I don't think I know it.
No.
I think her name's like Ruby or Rose, but again, I'm gonna let it go.
Ooh, like her song.
So, but for her to be post baby number 2, her body looked killer. And
she's always had I am happy that she got it. Can I say that she's the most beautiful?
I think it steps outside what the egocentric or the European standard is
for
of
beauty.
beauty.
Yes, I think she's pretty, and I think her body is fucking ridiculous. Her body is literally crafted.
Yes.
That it is physically crafted.
Her cheekbones
are physically
beautiful.
crafted. I'm happy that she got it.
Okay. I concur with the actual. I think that I believe she's just gorgeous. I love the way she dresses.
Her style is ridiculous. Again, her physique is fucking ridiculous. She seems like she cool as fuck. Like she seemed like she one of the homies. You could go hang out with her and it'd be cool, but just don't get on her back so she'll fuck your ass up.
Hell yeah.
I remember seeing that video. I think she was hitting on her boo when she was pregnant, and I was weak as fuck. I was
yeah, she definitely tried to keep a razor blade under her tongue.
Facts.
And something in the pocket.
Facts. We one of the kind. We the same person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She definitely be the person that probably got a knife in the shoe, got a razor under the tongue, got a gun on the belt, got a minigun in the purse. She got all of it. And probably got mace on her wrist as a fucking cute chain.
Exactly.
As a cute chain, just walking around, nobody even know what the fuck it is. But come up to her, she's just gonna do this.
Exactly. But I think that's what I appreciate it. Like, first of all, awesome that she
got it.
You know, she isn't of like fair complexion.
Correct. Yeah.
And again, her features are not like the European beauty standard. So she
really skinny as fuck.
Like nose,
Skinny
lips, eyes, like everything is very unique to her and from her ethnicity. And I think that's amazing for other young girls to see who may not, you know, fit the standard European. That is forced upon people. So I think that's awesome. And fucking congratulations to her. Like, she is like literally doing leaps, bounds, like in her career, branching out, like exploring things,
2 babies,
making fucking money. Got a clothing brand with Pretty Little Things, directing versus making music now. She's directing music videos. Like, she is doing the damn thing.
A spiked tea joint is what she said.
I'm so happy to like just watch as she just continues to evolve.
Yeah. She's great. I remember watching her Sweet 16, and she got a bicycle.
Yes.
That's all she wanted was a bicycle.
Yes.
I remember I was like, a bicycle? What the fuck you want a bicycle?
She was such a tomboy.
But I definitely got it. And she's still a tomboy. Like I said, she wears some Timbs, bust your head in, but wear some heels and look cute as fuck. She said, baby, I'm both. I'm on both ends of the spectrum.
He said he want to see other people. Which one?
Ooh, yeah! That shit was good. That was a good one. But facts though.
So yeah, like I definitely congratulations, kudos to her.
Teyana Taylor, bitch.
You know, hopefully that continues to break the mold and the boundaries and the parameters for which they're using to judge.
Yeah.
The sexiest woman alive, you know, to continue to not have to continue to say it's the first. This is the first person to do this, to do that. Just level the playing field. Make it to where everyone has an opportunity to even be a part of the race.
Exactly.
So, but yeah.
So, we're going to talk about these interesting shoes that apparently have come out. Crocs and
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga. Whenever I hear that, it makes me think of the show Legendary. The Balenciaga. You know what I'm talking about? With Meg Thee Stallion You never seen that episode? We didn't watch it with you.
What show do you think?
Legendary.
You haven't watched that with me. You watched something else with me.
Run the World, which is a great show, by the way. You should watch it.
What are you? She keeps telling me she's watching stuff with me. I was like, wait, I can't.
I thought you watched an episode with, or we watched her outfits. I think it was because we were talking about the first season where Meg came out rocking crazy outfits.
I sure must not have been paying attention, so I don't remember that.
You weren't. You were on your phone because you was rude. Because I think it was right before we watched Run the World, and we watched that first episode, and you weren't really paying attention. And then you was like, oh, this is actually interesting.
Oh, that's right. I was trying to give me some D. I was trying to coordinate some D.
Bitch, you can't multitask.
Nope. Must not have worked out very well, so I didn't get any that night.
You did not, because you was here with me. And I don't got tea to give. No, So they have shoes come out, Crocs mixed with Balenciaga.
Which literally is just a motherfucking Croc.
On a fucking heel.
With a weird ass heel on it.
That shit ugly as fuck. Why though?
They're supposed to be dropping, I think, summer or spring 2022.
And people gonna get them shit and pay bucks for them. But them shit's ugly as fuck.
They look just like the Balenciagas that they put out that had like the toes.
I don't even like
with
Crocs,
the heel.
so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like Crocs at all. But they look just like the heels that Balenciaga put out, where they had like the toes at the bottom, where like it was like a sock shoe that you had all the toes individually in the sock, and then it had a heel in the back. Like, what is wrong with y'all? If that's what fashion is, I'm not fashionable.
I'm okay. I don't.
I'm curious about what it's going to cost though.
Couple $100.
Y'all. Just give me your Crocs. I'll throw something on the back of it and call it a heel. Y'all can pay me.
Facts! We will both do it. We got some glue and shit. Bed. And I'll actually throw in a motherfucking candle. You know what I'm saying? At least you get another, aspect, another item.
I'll put some stupid ass stickers on it for you.
Them shit's ugly as fuck. I don't even want to talk about that shit anymore. That shit ugly. When you said that shit to me, I was like, what the fuck is this? That is ugly.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so moving on to one of our running themes that we talk about on the podcast, mental health, making sure you're reserving space for it, seeking it. Naomi Osaka, who plays tennis, was recently in the news because she elected to bypass a press conference after one of her sets that she had, and she won it, but she bypassed going to the press conference afterwards. And she was fined $15,000 for doing so, because apparently when you sign on to do all this, you sign on to do press conferences as well. It's all a package deal.
Yeah, just like the NBA and stuff, they get fined for.
Yeah, what was the name of the guy who, I remember someone had mentioning it, that they did the press conference, but they were like, I'm here so I don't get fined. Every question they asked were like, I'm here so I don't get fined. I'm here so I don't get fined. Specifically just so they could not have to pay a fine, but not have to answer questions. But she essentially said, like, I'm doing this for my mental health. Like, I just need time. I want you to be respectful of that. And again, they still didn't give a fuck. They fined her $15,000. So she actually ended up dropping out of that tournament altogether, just withdrawing from it. And so she is now withdrawn for another tournament, stating that she wants to, again, refocus on her mental health, because she was talking about how bad her social anxiety is, or anxiety as a whole is, but specifically social anxiety. And how much press conferences, being in front of the people doing the tennis matches, how much that heightens it. And, I hope anybody who plays these tournaments coming up, y'all not really winning. Y'all just win because Naomi's not there.
Ooh, tell them again for the people in the bed.
Understand that. You pretty much are just the runner-up, but receive the trophy because the star's not there. So, but it's just really sad just to kind of understand how little people put focus and value
on mental health,
and specifically for athletes, because they have to, regardless if they do well or if they do very poorly, if the game was on their back as to why they may have lost, or if they're sacrificing a lot in their personal life to be there for the team, the fans, again, win, lose, draw, whatever, that's very taxing, because you've got to do a lot of personal talking to yourself to get yourself ready to even be there.
Exactly.
And then to literally be questioned immediately afterwards.
You don't have time to process any of the shit
No.
you're going through. Mm-hmm.
No. And to make it a requirement, I think there's more and more sports is understanding they need to value more of the athlete than what they are. Because without the athlete, you don't have the sport.
Correct.
And you have Naomi Osaka, the woman who is dominating tennis right now, and she's withdrawing. The person who's drawing y'all and getting the hype around tennis right now, she is literally the reason why tennis is a hot topic currently.
Yeah, like back in the day with Williams.
Yes, Venus and Serena.
Mm-hmm.
But she is literally the reason why they are talking about tennis right now. And you have ostracized and you've isolated that person at this point due to the decisions that she's made. So, I think that's, and again, to find her 15,000, she's making millions off of her career. So, and I did also see I don't know the name of the company, but they volunteered to pay her fines.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That was very nice of them.
It's a company that, supports mental health and advocates for it and helps with services. They actually volunteered to pay for the fines, that she didn't have to worry about it, which I thought, again, was pretty awesome, because she shouldn't have to suffer any type, whether it's a drop in the bucket for her, whether it is, a restraint on her pockets to pay it. It's not fair for her.
Even canceling, being in the tournament, that kind of sucks, because on her end, that just messes up, her stuff, when y'all could have just gave her the fucking day and let her do what she needs to do to get back mentally. It's a lot that goes into it. Sports is a lot.
Yeah.
You know how much training and shit you do?
Well, as much as she came through and killed it, you would have to know
young.
That she is sacrificing
a lot.
Because
and how knows. Ain't she like
she's very young.
Yeah, so she's very young. She's not able to do the things that we were able to do when we were young, out having fun. She has to train at probably crack a fucking dawn, and she doesn't get to do those things, which unfortunately with what she chose to do, that's that sacrifice. However, she's still young. She wants to be able to go out, have fun, and all of that. It's a lot that's going through her mind. I'm quite sure there's a lot going through her mind in relation to the sport in general, people. Fuck, I think she's like 17 or something.
And the fact that she's at the top of her game now puts more pressure on her, because it's pressure to continue to win, not
exactly
continue to be
at the top. It's a lot to go through it, and you're young, and you're probably wanting to date and have
she is
fun.
Actually, she dates a rapper, I think. But and it's also pressure because it's, in my opinion, also she's 23.
Okay.
In my opinion, also it's as if they're very closely, because she's biracial, she's half black, that they are kind of looking at her to follow in Serena's footsteps. Mm-hmm. That she's like the next Serena. So that's a lot of pressure in itself as well. Yeah. Obviously Serena's still in the game, still killing it, but she's looking to leave a legacy like Serena.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a lot of pressure for a 23-year-old.
Yeah.
And on top of that, as interestingly enough, most of us know or have found out under different circumstances, a lot of people who are in the limelight do not like to be there.
Correct.
They have that social anxiety. They have that phobia of being around other people, depression that they deal with privately, but they have to push that aside to perform for the masses.
Correct.
So I'm glad that she's taking the stand. I'm glad that she's making not only a statement verbally, but she's making another statement in terms of removing herself from the sport altogether until she's ready to come back.
Exactly.
I think that's huge. And I'd like to see a lot of other athletes support her in that.
Yeah. Hopefully they do. I think Viola Davis, because I follow her on Instagram, posted something about it, and even though she's not in the sport,
yeah,
but as an actress,
that's the piece. Like, it's great for like her or Will Smith to support her, but if you're not in the same field, taking the same stand, whether that be to not do a press conference to stand with her, I think it's important. Just like when you're going through something, your own community needs to stand with you. It's great for someone from the outside to want to support you, but your own community needs to rally around you as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll see more people do so. So definitely mental health all the way. You've got to do what you need to protect your mental health, because if your mental health ain't right everything else falls behind it.
100%.
You've seen how many people go from being rich, wealthy, to stumbling and broke after their career.
Correct.
Now, it's not just because they're spending frivolously. There's a lot of other things that go into why they're broke after their multi-million dollar, tens of millions of dollars.
Because of their mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So hopefully everything works out. Hopefully she's able to get back out there, and hopefully maybe they will rethink their rules in relation to press conferences. Unlikely, but hopefully.
I think, hopefully it's a step in the right direction. Like I said, when you have the person, it's different for someone who's a no-name. Mm-hmm. It's very different when it's someone who's a no-name. When it is the person who is putting asses in seats for you, I think it calls for you to
reevaluate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, kudos to her.
Yeah.
Kudos to her.
So the next thing is another young, lovely lady.
Black woman.
Yeah.
Yes. Simone Biles.
Yeah.
She has now obtained her 7th U.S. all-around gymnastics title.
7, y'all.
7.
I want 1.
Just,
even at half of 1. Maybe I just go there and participate and get like the thing that kids get now when you participate. Participation ribbon.
There are so many people who have different opinions about participation ribbons and
trophies. I think it's stupid as fuck.
Oh, okay. So you're just kidding about
yes,
the
I'm just kidding about it. Those are stupid as fuck. No. Why?
Do you think there's a purpose at any age for participation trophies?
Nope.
Okay.
Because that just makes them feel like, oh, you did something good. No, you still sucked. No, you need to get used to that.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're going to change your behavior or you're not. You're teaching them to suck. You're teaching them to say, oh, it's okay to be at the bottom. You'll still get an award. Absolutely not. Why the fuck should you get an award if you did not do the best?
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely not. I do not agree at all. When they was giving them out, I think my son was doing football or whatever, and I was like, he don't need that. He don't need that. He was still at the top, but I'm just saying, like, he don't need a participant. Like, that don't make sense. Why are you giving them out?
Mm-hmm.
I know. Like, I understand if you're doing it, oh, it's a team thing, so maybe it's a team and y'all won as a team, and then, okay, cool, everyone gets an award because y'all all participated. But only if you participated. But if you did not participate and you just sat on the bench, why am I giving you a participation award for not participating? So it's going to say not participating.
So I feel like that's a difference, right? So you mentioned as if they are participating. So that doesn't mean they have to be placed 1, 2, 3.
If they are participating, you can give them.
So that's a participation award.
No. It's like they go out for ice cream, like a team when they win. That's what that usually is. It's an award for everyone. You all get ice cream. But a physical award, if I'm like, hey, here's an award, why the fuck are you getting an award? You weren't the MVP. You're not the MVP, the LMNOP, the QRST. You ain't none of them. You a Z. But it's really teaching children. We never got that shit. And we realized very soon, oh, I don't get an award because I did not either try my best or do my best. Because a lot of times now kids know, oh, I'm about to still get an award, so I'm cool with it. And so they ain't going to do what they're supposed to do to be the best. So you just letting them be mediocre. No, why no?
Fact.
So you're teaching your the children to be mediocre. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's just teaching them to be punk ass bitches. Woo! Oh, you don't agree? My bad.
I think those are very harsh words to potentially apply to a child.
I said teaching them to be. So that's in relation to them growing to be. Not at this specific moment. So I'm not talking about a 5-year-old. So let me say that. I'm talking about, do you want that young man or that young woman to grow up to be a bitch ass person?
Okay.
If you say yes, to continue to give them these awards that say, oh, you can still be sucky at shit and still getting awards, which in real life, that's not real life. That's not real life. If that was the case, bitch, I would have so many fucking awards. Bitch, I'd be a millionaire. If that's the case, let me get these millions like these other people. But apparently, I am not doing the same thing that these million chicajarians are doing. So I have realized in my time, you got to work harder. You got to do what you got to do. But if I am taught at a young age that, oh, you're still going to get stuff, when I get of the age, I'm not going to think anything different until shit hit me, and then I'm going to be mad that them motherfuckers didn't teach me this shit.
I think there's a space for it up until a certain age.
But you teaching them, though. You have to realize that within a certain time frame, that's when the children learn the most and they grasp the most information. So at that time is when you're talking about giving them the award, right? It's their young years. So those young years when they learn everything, and that's what develops them to be the person they're going to be. So if you're teaching them that it's okay to be mediocre, that's what they're going to be.
We can agree to disagree. we can agree to disagree on that. I'm okay with that.
You know, yes.
I'm alright with that. But, you know, for Simone, it now makes her the first woman to have those 7 titles.
And she doing that shit. Cause I watched the thing, I don't know what it's called because I don't do gymnastics and none of that.
Loop-de-doo, upsy-daisy.
And then landed that bitch and I said, ooh, that shit was fire.
Yes. She's been undefeated since 2013.
Undefeated. She killed that shit.
Keep it going.
Do what you do.
Gabby, we looking for you coming up next. Miss Douglas.
Where you at, boo?
VA.
Where you at?
Virginia Beach specifically, I think.
I don't remember. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, she is definitely from the 757. Keep it going. Y'all are doing some amazing things.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. So, any other... I think that pretty much wraps the majority of what... of some of the current stuff. Do you want to move on to a topic? Get your opinion about some things.
I don't know if I like topics. Go ahead.
You love topics. That's why you're here. That's what you came for. So, love.
Don't like it. Next.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought that was it. My bad. Okay, continue.
Yeah. Do you think it is a selfish or selfless act?
Selfless or selfish? I think it's both. I think when you love someone, depending on what type of, the level of love that it is, it definitely becomes more selfless than anything because you're always putting that person first. So that's where the selfless act comes in. I feel like love can be selfish.
It is not boastful.
It
is patience.
Woo! It is definitely a lot of different things. Patience is one of them. But I think that deals with selfless, not more, less than selfish. I think selfish would be dependent upon what you do, like in the relationship.
Would it be like abuse somebody's trust?
Yes. So I think that is more so the selfish act than the selfless. I think that love overall, if it was the perfect love, then I would go with it should be selfless. But majority of the time, it's either both or just selfish. Like a person is just selfish and they want what they want, regardless of what that person is. They may love that person and want the best for that person, but because that individual is so selfish, they're wanting their needs to be met first. But I think when you're in a relationship and in love with another person, you really have to think about that other person and what their feelings are and what they want, etc. And that's where the selfless act comes into play. If that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like it went all around.
All around the world.
What do you think?
So, I think parts of it start off selfish. Like trying to find things that meet your needs Almost like how we start off the dating sphere, like trying to find things that meet our needs that are going to satisfy us. And then, as you said, as it grows into like more of a pure place, more of like an understanding amongst you two, that's where you're at. It becomes more selfless, and in your attempt to fulfill what the other person needs.
Okay.
So that you don't have to be selfish because you're both working towards filling those places for the other they need to feel loved.
That's the perfect relationship. I don't know if that exists.
Right. I mean, that's what the goal is. I mean, there's going to be spaces where you do meet that in the relationship. Then there's going to be places where you stumble, you fall, and there's places where you have to remember why you started in the first place. So there's just a lot of spaces that you have to be in when you're going through love, because it's not always the selfless place.
Correct.
It's not always you're there out of want. So love definitely has levels and layers, and at its core, it should be selfless.
Correct.
And that should be you wanting to provide what the other requires to feel filled in love. So that was an interesting question that somebody asked me the other day. And I was like, you can be selfish, but then that doesn't serve your partner
at all
if you're selfish.
Correct.
Because you're self-serving and you're not thinking in love. From what it sounds like, our definition is you're kind of always in mind your partner, your significant other. And when you're selfish, you don't have the ability to see past what your needs are. So while selfishness can be a part of love sometimes, I don't think it has place unless you are lacking and you're not being loved in the right way. That is also where the selfishness in love can come from. Because sometimes you have to understand when you're not being loved in the right way, and when you need to require that, and you need to be selfish for yourself. Because if you don't, then you will sacrifice more than what you need to.
Correct.
In your life. So I think it does have its place when love's not where it needs to be, when it's in a like utopia place for the individuals, like a perfect situation. So that's kind of my piece there.
So both
on that
at some point in a relationship.
It can be. I don't. When love works as love is supposed to, I don't think selfishness has a place.
I agree.
But as we've mentioned, there are some situations, either when you're thinking of yourself first, in a very self-centered place, or when you have to put yourself first because the other person is not giving or holding up to their end,
giving you what you need or want.
Yes.
Or etc.
I think that's where selfishness
comes into play.
Okay. So. Okay. Well, I think maybe we'll save that. I'd like to, we'll save that.
Save what?
We'll save the last pieces up there.
Oh. So she don't want to give y'all the other topic, y'all. So
I'd like to have a male on here for that one.
Okay, what is it? Give it to the people. I can't see it.
Which is why you should have just... Do you think a woman who cannot control her mouth in anger is as dangerous as a man who cannot control his hands or aggression in anger?
That's a good fucking question. You definitely need a man for that.
So I would like to wait until we have a male for that topic.
Alright. Well, any of y'all males out there want to come on and join us, hit us in the D of the M's.
On the DMs on _I_was_Sayin_podcast, or on YouTube in the comment sections.
Yes.
If you would like to come and be a part of the podcast. That way we can discuss that in a bit more detail. Again, get somebody else's perspective, because that's what we're all about, is getting varying perspectives. Because obviously, you see, we at times have differing perspectives, but
Mine is always right, but yeah.
We are also women at the same time, so we always want to make sure we're getting
different perspectives on all ends. So whether it be different sexual orientations or,
sexual orientations,
races,
genders, races,
it.
ethnicities, nationalities.
All of it. Because we want to talk about everything. As long as you're aware, though, that when you come on this motherfucking podcast, we ain't holding no motherfucking tongue. So you just have to be aware that that's how it is.
Yeah.
So like it, love it, don't. I don't know what to tell you. But always remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and tell everybody.
And life is tough, my dear. Set new day with intention. But like we mentioned, life is tough, my dear, but so are
motherfucking you, bitch. You. Just remember that each of you are beautiful and to never stay what?
Stagnant.
In your motherfucking life.
Bye, guys.
Bye, 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 bye. Hey, bye, bye, bye. Hey, 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 hey. Get it, get it, get it. All right, I'm done.